Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a tool that is seriously going to change your life in the command line. It's the GitHub Copilot CLI. We're going to see how you can take just plain English and turn it into powerful shell commands, saving you a ton of time and, let's be honest, a lot of frustration. So let's get right into it.
You know the feeling, right? We have all been there. You know exactly what you need to do, but you just can't remember that one specific flag for grep or the perfect syntax for find. So you pop open a browser, you search, you scroll, you copy, you paste. It's a huge productivity killer. It just completely shatters your focus. But what if you could just skip that whole dance? Well, that is the exact problem that GitHub Copilot CLI was built to solve. Seriously, it's all about ending that cycle of searching for a command, using it once, and then immediately forgetting it. It just lowers the mental burden of trying to remember all that obscure syntax. Think of it like having a command line expert sitting right on your shoulder, ready to help out. Okay, you might be thinking, this sounds awesome, but it's probably a huge pain to set up. But actually, it's incredibly straightforward. Let's just walk through the installation together. I promise you're going to be up and running in just a couple of minutes. So there's really only one prerequisite here. You just need to have the main GitHub CLI installed on your machine. If you already use the gh command to manage your repos, hey, you're a step ahead. If not, don't worry, it's a super simple install. And as you can see, it really is simple. If you're on a Mac, you're going to use Homebrew and just run brew install gh. For you Windows folks, it's just as easy with wingit install github.cli. Go ahead and run whichever command works for your system. All right, once you've got the GitHub CLI installed, there are just two quick things left to do. First, run gh-off-login. That's going to connect your GitHub account, and it'll walk you through the whole process. Then, you just have to install the extension with the command you see right here, gh extension install github/gh-copilot. And that's it. Seriously, you're all set. So, it's installed. What now? How do you open this thing? Well, here's the cool part. There's nothing to open. It's not some separate application you have to go find and launch. It literally lives right inside your terminal. You just call it using that same gh command. Anytime you need some help, you just type gh-copilot suggest and then tell it what you want to do. It's totally seamless. Okay. Enough talk. Theory is great, but let's actually see this thing work its magic. This is where that real aha moment is going to hit. We're going to give it a pretty common, real-world task that can be just a little bit annoying to remember off the top of your head. Let's imagine your disk space is getting low. You know, a classic problem. One of the first things you'd probably do is try to find the biggest files eating up all your space. Instead of Googling how to do that, we're just going to ask Copilot, in plain English. So right there in our terminal, we type exactly this, GitHub Copilot suggest, and then, in quotes, our simple request, find all files larger than 100 MB. Notice there's no special syntax, no weird flags, just words. We hit enter, and in just a second, Copilot thinks about our request and spits out the precise shell command to get the job done. This is where the tool really shines. And there it is. Copilot suggests find/pyth ft/size plus 100m. It perfectly understood what we wanted and built a command that, let's be real, a lot of us would have to look up. Now you can run it, change it, or just copy it. It's up to you. But what about going the other way? You know, sometimes you find a crazy-looking command online and you have no idea what it actually does. For that, there's Git Copilot Explain. You can paste in pretty much any shell command, and it'll break it down for you step by step in plain English. So it's not just a productivity tool. It's actually a learning tool. So let's kind of wrap this all up. When you start using a tool like this, it really does fundamentally change how you work. All that brain power you used to spend trying to remember syntax, that can now be used to actually solve the real problem you're working on. And this is the key takeaway. It lets you operate on the level of your intent. You can just focus on what you want to do and let Copilot figure out the how, the specific, nitty-gritty commands to make it happen. And that brings us to the end. I'm just going to leave you with a question to chew on. Now that you have this new superpower, what's that one awkward, messy command that you are most excited to never, ever have to memorize again? Thanks so much for joining me.